BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL, and much more. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Okay, look at that boy.
You see him?
You see him. Ready, boy. Stay ready. So you ain't gotta get ready.
This shit feel like game 7. Put lines up through my S's. Wake up in the morning, count my blessings. Feel like heaven. This shit feel like game 7.
Sir, welcome to the Money Down on the Believe Network, presented by BetOnline.ag. Got Monday Night Football going on right now. Rams, Dolphins, Warrens, Rams. What's going on? Thunder 12210. Appreciate the love, man.
What up, Thunder?
Appreciate that, man.
It's good, boy.
Your Rams struggle a little bit, man. You know, that first half was ugly. I know they came out to start the second half, got them. Well, they missed a field goal after a penalty. What's going on with y'all today?
You know, just gotta shake it off. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be back the second half. We're gonna be straight. Just calm down. We're gonna be all right. We're playing well. We're playing well on the defensive side of the ball. Got us an interception early. Hey, bro, what you mean? They only got 10 points.
I'm just going.
Tyreek ain't got no receiving yards. He got 12 receiving yards. Jalen Waddle's going crazy. I will say that Jalen Waddle's going crazy right now. But we're not playing the best football, but we ain't, we're playing decent on the defensive side of the ball. Just gotta put the ball in the end zone. We lost the fumble early, threw a pick early, so just gotta capitalize on a few mistakes. Can't have that false start. Be 10-9. Be a different story, but things happen. But this is where we thrive, bro. We thrive under pressure. We thrive when people don't think we can handle it. Hey, I guarantee you by the end of this game, we win by 2 touchdowns. I'm calling it.
Hey, I ain't gonna say I'm going by 2 touchdowns based on how
I'm like,
going,
what?
but
Hey,
y'all can win the game.
We're gonna crank up.
Y'all can win the game for sure. But I mean, y'all definitely a team that's slept on. I'll give y'all that. Y'all won the team, not every year, but probably the last 2 years y'all been slept on based off, some of the players that y'all got and lost. Lost Aaron Donald, so people probably counted y'all out defensively. But
bro, people don't sleep on us every year, bro.
People don't sleep.
People say we're not supposed to get there. That year we had Jared Goff at QB when we technically we were supposed to get there. We was balling.
Yeah, you don't need
that. But after that, when we got Stafford in, bro, we weren't supposed.
Nobody counted y'all out when y'all got.
What
are you talking about?
Preseason, they didn't even have us as preseason winning the NFC. Toughest division in the toughest division in the NFL.
Y'all have Hall of Famers at every position. Except probably running back.
And they still counted
Hall of Fame quarterback.
What
was the lineman name? It's long, like
Whitner. Whitner.
What's the Rams fan?
Whitworth.
Oh, you talking about? You said long. You said long. I'm like,
no, I said lineman.
In a minute.
Nah, his name.
We had AD. We had Whitworth. You got Big Rob on the other side.
Big Rob. You had Coop at receiver.
We had Coop. Yeah.
Then you go to defense side, you had Jalen, Aaron Donald, all them Hall of Fame, Von Miller, Hall of Fame. Really, the whole D-line was first round. Like, bro, don't do that. Don't sit here and say, like, people counting y'all out.
Hey, me and my dog Braylon, shout out Braylon, we be holding it down. Hey, just know, after we win tonight, my top 5 from last week will change.
Y'all definitely not in the top 5,
y'all,
for sure.
See, that's what
I want to say this, y'all boys. You see, I've been keeping quiet about my damn Falcons, bro. As soon as I put them on the top, it's like, the Saints, them people just lost. The people just lost.
Coach, fired the
coach last week. But man, it's bad, bro.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right though. You gotta lose to learn how to win. So y'all gonna be.
That is not true, but I mean,
stay down till you come up. Humble religion. Shout out.
I will say, man, every time with Kurt, man, on my fantasy team, I put him on the bench. He go crazy. I leave him in the start lineup. I mean, he got me like 19 points, which ain't bad. But when I put him on the bench, boy, be going for like 40. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, my other quarterback, Stafford, so he ain't playing too hot right now either. So hey,
you could have used that. You could have used that 19, fam.
I had him. I had a in my start line. I left him.
Okay.
I'm cutting Aaron Rodgers after this week.
Kirk threw for Kirk because Mooney had like 95, 96. Drake London had like 90, 95, 96. So
he just ain't had no tugs. That's it.
He had no tugs, man.
That sounds important.
Yeah, but we'll talk about the rest of the games. That was, you kind of mentioned your Falcons a little bit. They lost to the Saints. Then we had some other games. Thursday night we had a classic game between the Bengals, Cincinnati. That was a shootout. Jamar Chase, Burrow, they went crazy. We had Pittsburgh and Washington. That was a good game, man. Now that's a test for Pittsburgh and a test for Washington. They battled early on. I know the Steelers did a little fake punt early on in the football game, backed up too, and they ain't completed. boy,
drop that though.
Yeah, drop that. It'd be tough, boy. It do. Wide open. It'd be the hardest catches to make. When you're wide open, you open. You trying to go score and catch it. He smoked it, but they still end up getting a dub. So you kind of sweep that under the rug a little bit. I thought that was impressive. Warren put the Steelers in his top 5. Yeah. Everybody was getting on them.
Everybody was upset. My bad. No offense. That's just it's opinion. It's my opinion.
I know it's opinion. That's the thing. That's the thing about social media. Like people be trying to rip people this and like, look, it's just his opinion. Y'all got y'all opinion. We ain't all going to agree on stuff. It just is what it is. We ain't got to talk too crazy on there about somebody's opinion. And in this case, Warren technically might be
right. He might be.
What I'm saying? The Steelers defensively, they're gonna compete with anybody. Yeah. And then what Russ is doing, you got shout out to Russ, man.
And they just picked up another offensive weapon.
Yeah, he's
gonna allow them boys. Them boys was in the comment like, bro, they need to drug test Warren.
Like damn, like it's
you but I will say this about Pittsburgh, man. Like y'all said, obviously the defense is gonna be the defense. With 90 coming off the edge, ain't nobody gonna want to see him one-on-one. Even with the double teams, he gonna figure out a way to beat it. Adding Smith, like Smith got in there a couple times. Preston Smith got in there a couple times, and it just the pass rush they got, bro, is always gonna work hand in hand. It's gonna get a secondary an advantage because you don't got time to sit back there and pass, but adding Mike Williams, dog, like that's really gonna set some stuff off for not only that maniac on the other side. We're gonna get to him later. Pickens out there, but then also having keep going blank on his name. He came from the Rams. Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson. Having Van Jefferson, like, man, I seen it just the way that they were able to pair all three of them up. It's a big lineup. Right, all them boys 6'2" and above, and all them boys can really make plays. So I'm just looking forward to it as the season go on. I know they schedule get hard, like it's about to be real tough. But they got the team to compete against that. Mike T gonna have them boys teed up and ready to go. So I think Pittsburgh is a very interesting team to be looking at here these next couple weeks.
Yeah, they tough, man. Russell is truly, unlocked that offense, man. He giving the receivers chances down the field, which we, Justin was playing like pretty conservative for the most part, and Russ is, he not scared to let that joint fly. Pickens having himself a great time out there making plays, which we'll get into some of the extracurricular activities that he has on the field.
That
probably weekend.
Menace, dog.
He a minute. He definitely a YN. He definitely went on YN.
Oh man!
I see Carlos. He put it that George Pickens got a voice in his head. He definitely got
100%.
100%.
Hey, Los. I don't know if y'all boys remember, bro, that helmet, that Green Goblin helmet from Spider-Man 1. I'm talking about throwback. He looked at that Green Goblin helmet and they get to talking to him. That's what he got. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Brandon Jones? Appreciate you tapping in, tuning in to the pod, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in right now. We always appreciate all our supporters. Nothing but love on both sides here. We had some other good games going on. We had Denver. They took the Chiefs to the wire, man. That was their game. That was bad, man. To lose like that whole left side of that field goal, they got completely knocked down. But shout out to the Chiefs though. Like they find ways to win every single week. It don't look pretty, hasn't looked pretty, pretty much all year long. But when it comes down to the fourth quarter and it's close, the boys find a way to win. Block field goal, defense get a stop. Whether Mahomes got to drive it down the field and score, that's tough. Do I think it's going to catch up to him? I think so. It's going to catch up to him at some point. Hopefully, hopefully it's not during the playoffs or whatever it may be or the back half of the season. Because I think at this point you should be trying to be playing your best football come November, December, in the January, those last few games, you want to be really, getting up here, not really scratching and clawing week in and week out to win. But look, whenever you got, 15 at quarterback, that's tough for anybody. And if it's close, 7-point, 3-point game, and that boy got the ball, it's always a chance for him to win. I don't know what y'all took away from that game.
You know what? I really
got it won.
No, I was gonna say I really enjoy watching Bo Nix, man. He's getting better every week.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been gaming. So, I mean, it was Broncos defense has been playing great all year. They've been one of those teams that I've been streaming each week in my fantasy team, my fantasy league. But I mean, it's hard to beat 15, man. You can't make mistakes. Obviously, Kansas City did a great job blocking that field goal. I mean, that's something that they had seen on film. You had seen it, each attempt, that side being weak. So they just took advantage of it and they helped themselves. So I definitely think it's going to catch up to them at some point. But as of right now, they're rolling.
Yeah, I always say it don't catch up to you till it catch up to you, right? But at the same time, when you a team like KC that's so battle tested, you know how to win, man. A lot of these teams don't, everybody understand, don't know how to win those tight games like that, especially against a team like KC, right? When you play KC, you feel a little bit of that pressure, especially when you see them in January and in the playoffs. You kind of know it's a lot more on the line. So I'm gonna be just looking to see how teams handle that pressure in the playoffs when they see KC. I just think it's gonna be too tough to beat 15, and then I mean we got to throw a little them zebras in there. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough. So we'll see, man. But KC definitely got a chance to, I guess I want to say go undefeated in the regular season, especially when you look at their schedule. They remain in schedule for these next couple of weeks.
They play Buffalo this week.
Yeah, Buffalo, KC.
Is it in Buffalo or is it in KC?
Ooh, let me see where it's at. Let's look at this. Week 11.
It's probably in Buffalo.
It's at Buffalo. Yep, at Buffalo. So that'd be a good little matchup. I know Coleman's ruled out of that game already. Amari Cooper might be back for that game. So I would say the Bills have been playing well. Yeah,
they don't got them two. It's over with.
Yeah. They ain't got them two. It's gonna be tough. But I mean, Josh Allen been handling his business. They went out there, won pretty well. Defense got 3 picks on Joe Flacco this past weekend. So defense has been balling for the Bills. They won them teams like as we say every week. We count them out a little bit, and right now nobody's really talking about them for real. But they lost 2 games. Josh Allen's been playing well. Defense has been playing well too. They got Von Miller back, and look, man, I think Sean McDermott, he's a great, head coach. He's a defensive coach. That side of the ball is always going to be right. And whenever Josh Allen's not turning the football over, it's a dangerous football team. And I think they get to go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, who, like I said, they've been finding ways to win every single week. We'll see if they can. This is kind of their Achilles heel, every single year.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs.
I was gonna say, Josh Allen did throw 2 picks this past week against the Colts too. So mistakes are bound to happen.
I think too when we talk about Josh throwing the books, the Colts run a very, very good and strong zone coverage, bro.
They do.
I think you know what I'm saying? Like they zone is very like tight as far as them guys working together. And I think when he see a lot of the man coverages that he gonna see against the teams like KC, like Baltimore, that's where he just go out there and have those games. So I think KC and Spaz definitely got a lot to deal with this weekend coming up for sure. Yeah,
man. And look, the Denver Broncos played them pretty well. So you would think, Josh Allen will go into this game, and that entire offense should go in there with confidence. I mean, I know Denver didn't score a ton of points, but they held their own. Denver's defense held their own, which Denver's defense is good. If anybody in there ain't watched them play, all year long, they got lit up against Baltimore, and that was kind of like their one little game where they got, slaughtered a little bit defensively. But every single week, most people probably can't name nobody on their defense besides Patrick Surtain. Right, most people can't name them, but them boys is playing hard, and that's tough.
I really can't. I'm trying to think.
I can name Riley Moss, the other corner that came.
I said they still got Bradley Chubb.
No, he in Miami. He hurt though.
Oh yeah, duh. I'm sure him Miami. Yeah. We playing that.
That's kind of what it is. But they defense coordinator Vance Joseph, those guys, Sean Payton, they got them boys playing hard. They playing together. And they competing. The whole KC, where they had like 17 points, whatever it was. That's really good. And they've been doing that. Football. They've been doing that week in and week out. With Bo Nix growing, that's going to be a team that's going to be scary in the future. long as they keep that joint together. But definitely looking forward to Bills KC this upcoming weekend. Had another wild game too, San Fran, Tampa Bay. That was a good little matchup. I mean, hey, shout out to Baker Mayfield though, man. I watched some of the clips for him. Like in that game, he's shedding defensive linemen, throwing the ball, making conversions. I mean, I think he's been playing well all year long, and then losing your guys at receiver, he's gonna have to do a little bit more to make some plays, and he's been doing it. And San Fran, they fighting for their life over there to try and stay alive. CMC was back. Most of the guys are back healthy. They kind of have full strength, and they're still fighting. To give. I know Tampa's a pretty solid team, so it ain't like they're a slouch football team, but they fighting to get wins over there, which we'll get to that clip too with them boys fighting on the sideline, damn. But for whatever reason, but there's some good matchups going on this week. A lot of close games. I will say Minnesota, Jacksonville. That was an ugly game.
That was ugly.
Real boy, good. Nobody scoring that one. We had Mac playing in that one. I don't know what Mac. I didn't even see Mac's stats. Let me check Mac's stats.
He didn't play well.
14. He didn't play that well. 14, 22, 111 yards, 2 picks. So that wasn't pretty, for Mac. But that whole game was ugly. I know Darnold had a couple picks too.
Yeah.
And Flo defense came through in the end, made some plays to win that one per usual. But it's been good to see the Vikings because that was one of my teams that I was high on early on the year. They took a couple losses and they won back-to-back weeks, so they're getting back on track. I think they'll be a dangerous football team if they stick into the playoffs. And then the Sunday night football, that was a crazy game too because I'm watching the Texans and Lions. I mean, I was watching the game. It was like 23-6, and I fell asleep on the couch because I thought the game was over with. And then I woke up. I said, "Oh, the boys won." I saw Jared Goff had 5 books, so that was one of his roughest games of the year. But
show MVP, bro. That's your MVP, Soj.
I said that, bro. I said, damn. I put Atlanta in my top 5. They bored this week, and then Jared Goff, my MVP, he go out there and throw 5 picks. I want to say he threw 4 in like the first half.
You got the Drake effect, dog.
Hey.
Got the Drake effect, dog.
Hey, man, something, bro.
Hey.
So for the remainder of the year, especially when it comes to Atlanta, I'm gonna just shut the hell up, bro.
No, it's crazy though, man. when it comes to some of these teams, dog. Jared Goff. I mean, I think his MVP stuff. He's gonna have to play lights out for like the rest of the year to get back in that type of competition. But I will say the Texans men put it on tape now how to slow down that Lions offense, man. You gotta get after Goff, obviously, or try and make them hold the football. You can't let them get to the top of the drop, let it rip. Got to make them play off schedule and force them into some of his mistakes and make them play from behind too. I think that's the biggest thing. They're a team that likes to play from ahead. They're gonna put that run game on you. They play actions, all that, play from ahead and do what they want. All game long. You make a play from behind and try and get in Goff's face. That's kind of the recipe. So we'll see if any other teams can try and mimic that. But it's still impressive for me, from the Lions to be down 23-6. Jared Goff has 5 picks and the boys still find a way to win. It's almost kind of reminiscent to KC's. It's like those good teams, no matter what's going on throughout the game, they find a way to win. The fourth quarter, he's like 6 for 8, no picks, and that's what allowed them to win the football game. And they got 2 books off CJ Stroud too, defensively. So that goes to show it's not just the offensive side of the ball. They can rely upon the defense to get them back in the football games. And kicker made 2 big kicks, 2 long field goals. Yeah.
Them things ain't had no wiggle room, man. If somebody would have blew on it, that thing might have
missed it. Yeah, might have went wide.
Yeah, I think that's bad ball on Houston, though. And I ain't, what I'm saying? But you cause 5 turnovers, y'all know how important our turnover margin is, man. You're not supposed to lose a game when you cause 5 turnovers. So I just think
they're still out there 2 top receivers, man.
No, for sure. But I mean, shoot, we can't say that.
Nico was back. Nico
ain't play. He off IR, but Michi played good, man.
He did.
Michi played good. So I mean, they got the weapons. I think moving forward, they're gonna, they'll be a team that people will fear. But I just think when you got to capitalize on those turnovers, especially some of them was made in plus good territory where you can go out there and get more than just 3. Like you need to get 7 against these top elite teams.
Yeah, Houston's offense has looked a little funny this year. The offensive line has struggled some. They battled some injuries, at the receiver position. I know one of their linemen's out for the year too, but CJ Stroud had 2 bad interceptions, in my opinion, this game. One on a quick out, he let the ball on the inside. Carlton Davis made a huge play on that one on their first possession, the second half. And then Carlton called 2 of them. And the second one, it was just bad on CJ. Tank Dell was wide open. They had a little rollout play. He was wide open. It took him a little while to see him down the field. He threw a little late. Carlton Davis tracked it down from the backside, but Tank was wide the hell open. If he just threw it on time, it was an easy touchdown. Threw it late, ended up being an interception. So, yeah, I think they have Joe Mixon. They lean in on the run game. So, got to use him a little bit more, with some of your receivers out, or find a way to, take some pressure off your young quarterback, with some of your receivers being out. But I still think they're a dangerous football team because most people don't think of them as a defensive team. The way they perform, this past week, that defense gave you a lot of confidence.
They give you problems.
Confidence, So when Nico gets out there fully healthy, I think the offense will probably get a little bit, more back in rhythm because when he was healthy, he lead the league in, receiving yards too. So that's a big part of their offense that is definitely missing. And I gotta give a shout out to the Patriots, man. Big dub against
big win.
Chicago Bears.
Defense was fire.
The boys, they really blanked the boys on offense. They had 1 field goal. Yeah. And the Bears had some good field position, for that first half of that football game. They probably had the ball, worst field position they have is like they own 35-yard line, which is great field position for an offense. And to not give up a touchdown, that was impressive. Defensive line played well, got after the quarterback, got after Caleb Williams, made their banged-up offensive line struggle, really eliminated their receivers. Keenan Allen ain't do nothing. DJ Moore ain't do nothing. O'Dunes ain't do nothing. So, shout out to Gonzalez.
Gonzo, that boy there.
Balling. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jones. Lo said too. Hey, shout out to the front, boy. 9 sacks.
Yeah, Anthony Jennings. We had Wise get one.
Yeah, man, had 9.
Yeah,
9. Them boys was humming.
Them boys was humming, man. It's impressive, man. Shout out to Drake May too, doing his thing. Scrambling, making plays, spreading the ball around. Had Pop Douglas eating some. We had, Boutte made a few plays. Ramondre was doing some things in the run game. So I thought it was a good team win. Get back on track. Going into that game, I thought it was a big game for Chicago in that division. They got to win almost every single game. They want to try and find a way into the playoffs. So it definitely meant more to them. But, in all reality, it looked like it meant more to the Patriots. They wanted to go out there and win that one. They took it on the road. So shout out to those guys. Continue to compete, continue to get better. The rest of this season is all about, building confidence in your quarterback, offensive line, and kind of figuring out your identity, for the next season. Who's going to be the guys that you're going to rely upon? I think that's the toughest thing. And it was sad. After the game, I saw there was like a report, about KB. KB's our guy. They told him on Saturday he probably wasn't going to play a bunch because they wanted to get some reps for the younger guys. I thought that was tough, man. I think he's an important part, to that team, especially to that offense. I know he's coming back from ACL and hasn't been ultra productive these last couple of weeks, but I think he's a spark plug. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When he makes plays, the type of energy and enthusiasm that he brings, I think he needs to be on the field. And maybe it ain't got to be every play, but I think he's a guy who's important to that offense. I would love to see more KB. Hopefully that's not what they plan to do for the rest of the year. Like, I understand young guys need reps and all that, but to me, he's a vital part of that team. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
And I don't want to speak for KB or whatever, but I just feel like, bro, like, free him, man. From the sense of, I know a lot of, I know when the trade deadline and even in the beginning of the season, his name was being brought up in those trade rumors. And I just think, I think the direction that the Pats are going in, they are going younger. And I think, KB, excellent player, like I said, coming off ACL, but still you can definitely see he's still got something in the tank. Let him go somewhere where he can contribute. There's a lot of other teams out there that could use a spark guy, like how you said, that can come out and that can win one-on-ones, that can win in the slot, and that can really contribute and put him in a position where he's going to contribute for a team that could probably be playing in the playoffs. I mean, I'm not saying that it's over with for New England this year, but I would think, not tank, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe try to, see where if they could fall in a good spot for the draft pick in the first round. But I just think for the guys that are older, when your team is going in a certain direction, I think it's the GM or the team's responsibility and to do right by those guys. Get them a chance to go somewhere and play and play some meaningful ball. Because it is getting, people want to say it, but that back end come quick.
Yeah,
it come quick, and you don't want to be on. You year. What is this for KB? Maybe year.
I'd be like
8.
Yeah,
gotta be like year 8 or 9,
like
and start creeping to where that where it's no longer in your hands. The legal push you out. So
yeah,
I mean, I just hope they do right by him, whatever that is, and he could play some meaningful ball.
Yeah. We had Ibrahim put in the comments here his NFC championship predictions. You got Lions versus Commanders or Lions versus Eagles. I don't know how y'all feel about that NFC championship. Man, I think Lions Eagles is more favorable. In my opinion. I think Commanders definitely got a chance for sure. We'll see how they fare out the rest of the year. I know they lead in the division. I think the Eagles starting to hit their stride though. Defensively, they starting to. I know they haven't really played the toughest, competition as of lately, but the defense starting to get some confidence. Kobe Dean's making plays. You see Cooper DeJean out there. Quinyon Mitchell out there doing his thing. Slay was back out there. And look, when A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and all those guys are on the field with Saquon, that's just a dangerous combination, especially when Jalen Hurts is playing with confidence. I know everybody talk about Nick Sirianni and everything, but they still seem to kind of ignoring the noise. And they handling their business, which is good. There's gonna be a lot of stuff, a lot of fluff coming from the outside. Maybe include from us ourselves, saying some stuff every now and then.
Yeah,
they handling their business. You know what I'm saying? A ton of talent there. It's a good opportunity for them, but they're gonna have to be able to beat teams, like the Lions or like the Packers, who I think is still a little underrated team. They're gonna be in the mix, when it comes to that. And they on the bye week right now. And Minnesota too. That's gonna be a tough matchup for them boys. So it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be a tough one for the Eagles to make it, especially with everything that's been going on over the last several weeks about the head coach, and all that stuff. I don't know how y'all feel about his predictions for the NFC Championship.
Man, he left out Atlanta. Like that's
he left out the Rams. No disrespectful, but that's his opinion.
Oh, for sure. I think those. I mean, not predicting from a fan's, from a fan's perspective and view. Man, I think Philly gonna be tough. Detroit gonna be tough. I've been saying it for a long time that San Fran window's closed, but it's something about those teams that know how to win come January, and it's underrated to a lot of the fans, but that ball in January is really meaningful. And I don't care what you say, James. I think you'll be able to attest to it more when you get into those divisional rounds and that NFC championship where it's a lot on the line, man. Your heart beat a little faster than nerves a little jittery, and your heart beating at a fast rate. Everybody not willing to, everybody's not they're not willing, but everybody's not capable of dealing with that pressure that comes with that, especially when you got to go on the road. You might have to go to Detroit, which is a hostile environment. You might have to go to Philly where man, you might get MFing from fans everywhere and all that stuff. But it's I want to say I'm gonna go Detroit and Philly. I'm gonna go Detroit and Philly too.
I agree with that. I mean, I think Philly's been playing some good ball. I mean, Saquon's dumb like that.
That shit don't make no sense.
That would make no sense, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm like I said, I'm going with Detroit, Philly too. I think it's gonna be hard to beat both of them come January. So I agree.
It's definitely gonna be tough. I know he asked for a Super Bowl prediction. I need to see a few more weeks of football before I throw out my Super Bowl prediction. I want to see how some of these teams fare in this November slate and the December slate. Then I get a little better idea of what these teams are gonna look like, come to postseason. What you about to say something, Warren?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I you know what? Just like a very early prediction, and this can change, but I mean, I can see. I know last week I left them out.
Baltimore,
but I could see Baltimore making it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I can see Baltimore making it to the Super Bowl.
But their defense just hasn't showed it. You know what I'm saying? For me yet, and there's no shout to them. Obviously, their offense got as many weapons as high powered as any team ever, but I just think the defense, man. Y'all know when when they get down late to it, man, you got to be able to go out there and get some stops. And
when
you go out there and you show a Jamar Chase, really the only receiver in that in that receiver group, go out there and go for what? What do you
three touchdowns almost?
Three touchdowns, like 240 or something like that. You can't stop. Like, I don't know, Coach. We got to double team him. We got to do something. Like, any other player can beat us but him. And, you get in the playoffs, a lot of those teams got 2-3 guys that can go out there and win. So we'll see.
I will say
I might say Pittsburgh.
I was just about to say that. Pittsburgh. I can see Pittsburgh in it.
I ain't gonna lie. If
they got a chance.
If Russ don't turn the ball over and that defense keep playing the way they playing, they gonna give a lot of people fear. And that maniac they got over there.
they play this week. It's Baltimore Steelers this week. So
that's gonna be a game, boy.
It's be a good test for both sides. I do think the Ravens defense needs to play, much better than what they're playing. But I do think they got a chance with that offense over there with Lamar, and Derrick Henry in the backfield and their receivers starting to really, get it going. They dangerous, but the defense is going to have to be able to make some stops. If you're going toe-to-toe with some of these offenses that can go to score points, even going up against Russ, this upcoming week, he gonna get them receivers a chance, especially against this secondary. They got the names and everything, but they don't seem to make the plays that you would expect that secondary to make. I know somebody posed a question, what do you guys think of Russell Wilson? And I think Russ has been balling, man. Shout out to him. Missing some training camp, only played like one preseason game. Nobody really knew what to expect from him. Week in and week out, he's just starting to build that confidence, and he's giving those receivers opportunities, and that's what Mike Tomlin was looking for. That's why he gave him that starting role. So, shout out to him. Hopefully, he keeps it rolling. A lot of people, kind of wrote him off based on what happened in Denver. Kind of swept that all under the rug and just went out there. He's playing ball. You know what I'm saying? It seems like those guys are starting to gravitate around him. And I truly think that's what the Steelers needed. There was a guy like him, a veteran guy who's been there, level-headed, positive attitude with a lot of these young players that they have on their roster. A guy who's been there before, who's played with other great talent around them. And I think it's the perfect recipe for success for that football team. I think it's everything that they needed, 100%. Yeah. And look, that like y'all said, they're dangerous.
And my thing is, like, I don't know why. Like, I understand, like, Russ had a tough year in Denver. Like, the relationship between him and Sean Payton was not good.
Yeah,
so,
wasn't it? Yeah.
It wasn't it. But Russell left Seattle still being elite. Like, Russell is still an elite quarterback, in my opinion. Like, you may not put him up there with Josh Allen and Lamar and Pat right now, but his body of work, Russell is still elite regardless of what happened in Denver. So, I mean, I from the get-go, I never expected anything different. I don't know why they didn't start the season with him, but that's just me.
And he didn't leave Denver. His stats last year in Denver
weren't bad at all. That's weren't bad at
all. But that just go to show y'all, man. Y'all know how this media stuff works. They gonna figure out a way to, like, some of the stuff was just outrageous. Like, he 1 year away from being out of the NFL, and it was some credible people that said that's made those comments.
Some crazy
stuff. And it's like, do we watch the same game? Like, I know you see it from the lens that we see it. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he hooping like that. Our fellow Badger, man. It's cool to see somebody, be on top of that mountain, right? Like, when he was in Seattle, we talking about people putting him in that conversation, the best quarterback in the league, obviously hitting a little roadblock in Denver and then getting back to Pittsburgh and shaking back. So, I hope he just keep, progressing and keep going.
Yeah, man, it's been good. I know somebody put in the comments that George Pickens make him look good. I think it's both, man. Look, I mean, Justin Fields could have been doing the similar type things. I mean, just give your receiver a chance. When you got guys like George Pickens, now you got Mike Williams who can make those 50-50 catch. I mean, what we like to call 80-20 catches. You just gotta give him a chance, and that's what he's doing. Look, like we say it all the time, most DBs, NFL, college, they cannot play the ball. They cannot find the ball. So throw it up, give your receiver a chance. It's gonna be either completion or incompletion most of the time, unless you're throwing it against a guy who is really good at tracking the football and catching it. But most of the time, it's not. And he's giving those guys a chance. And more times than not, George Pickens making a play, or now it's going to be Mike Williams, who he is probably the best at catching the 50-50 balls in the league. And he's going to get his confidence back. Making that game-winning touchdown against the Commanders this past week, I can only see him getting more and more confidence. Obviously, we have a good friend who's helping out coaching over there. Mm-hmm. That was a tough catch. You know, it look easy,
but
like the catch that joint like that. That's tough. And that moment was huge for him. So shout out to Mike Williams, first week there, making the game-winning tug, and he supposedly he didn't even know where to line up. And so they told him where to line up and all that because he only been there a few days and still ran a great route and got the tug. So that's how Russ already got the trust in him. Like I know what you can do. I'm gonna throw it up and give you a chance. And he did that. So.
And to your credit, like you just said right there, right? I think as a receiver, like having a quarterback like Russ, and then he came from Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers kind of been on a little regress. And,
I dropped him.
Say it again.
I've been dropped.
I gave him one more chance, bro. I dropped him. I'm sorry, A-Rod. You still goated. You Hall of Fame, but I had to drop you in fantasy league, bro. I'm sorry.
He's been on a little.
We got to talk. I got to talk about that. Like, look, the Cardinals, Jets. I mean, Jets got them a dub last week, and the Cardinals, man, they
Cardinals look good.
They 6-0. They lead in the division.
The Cardinals look good.
They put it on them, boy. Put it on the Jets, man. They
still got to see us one more time.
Marv starting to pull up.
They still got to see us fully loaded, though. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, y'all losing right now.
Bro, the game's not over, and we're better than y'all.
Winning this game.
The game's not over, and we're better than the Falcons.
I don't know.
I don't know. Y'all.
Bro, we're better than the Falcons. We ain't playing nobody.
It's the NFL, man. The NFL ain't play nobody. Everybody can win every single
I'm joking.
All right, we gonna get to the best segment of our podcast. We're gonna get to the money down segment where plays are made, and that's how you get paid. We're gonna take it out to Tampa Bay versus San Francisco 49ers. My guy Baker Mayfield. It's a heck of a play right here. 4th and 7. They're trying to keep the game alive. And look,
Stiff arm.
That's Nick Bosa.
Like
that.
Great catch.
How did he do it? First down.
To me, Baker's that's a crazy play because you don't even know Baker for doing stuff like this. That's like a Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, type play. Fighting off Nick Bosa, arguably one of the best defensive linemen, in the game. Couldn't snatch him down by one arm, making an accurate throw. Rashad White, heck of a catch, keeping the game alive. I thought that play was so impressive. He had a couple other plays like that throughout the game, evading defensive linemen and making plays for his team. Shout out to Baker. I don't know what y'all thought of that play.
No, that's Baker making magic. I mean, to be able to do that and also have one of the best pass rushers breathing down your neck. You know what I'm saying? Like getting ready to put you in the turf to be able to make a play like that, and then a great catch by Bucky Irving, bro. That was
Rashad White on that one. Rashad White.
My bad, Rashad White to be able to high point it, come down with it. I mean, it was great bang play.
No, excellent play. Y'all see me laughing over there. I don't know if I should. But if that was
chill, don't even go there.
You got it. Great play by Big. Man, yeah, great play by Big.
Hey, Los,
say what you gotta say.
Nah, we ain't gonna start no controversy on here.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do that.
But hey,
just know we see you. Now, come on.
Hey, Los put in the chat too. How would you feel? We play the Rams next week. Patriots play the Rams. How you feel the Pats? How you feel the Pats take y'all down next week, man?
Hey, Los, hey, appreciate you asking, bro, but that ain't gonna happen. Come on now.
Hey, don't kind of suck now.
Probably gonna be the hardest game y'all play all year.
Oh, here you go, man.
All right, ride for my guys, bro. It ain't gonna happen. What I'm supposed to say?
No, you right.
What we gonna lose? No.
But it's like, bro, it's every week, man. Y'all boys being nail biters, and y'all be losing too. Like, really, are y'all winning?
We won 3 in a row. What are you talking about?
No, I didn't say that. I said,
you said y'all be losing.
I said, yeah, y'all are nail biters, and y'all be like y'all be in the fourth quarter losing. Y'all gotta come back and win.
Good teams find a way to win.
You got it.
Right.
There you go.
Am I wrong?
We gonna
go.
Good
find a way to win. We said that earlier. Good teams find a way to win.
No, you right.
Each of the last 3 weeks. Now we just gotta find a way to win tonight, which I'm pretty sure we will. We're gonna be all right.
We gonna find out about y'all, but we're gonna go to our other social standouts. We're gonna go out to Washington, talk about our guy George Pickens. Russell Wilson threw himself, tried to give George Pickens an opportunity down the field, overthrew him, turned to an interception. And George Pickens had some type of way about it.
Pickens is not there. Washington is intercepted by Jeremy Chin. Throws the deep ball. Pickens is.
Now this guy doesn't have the ball, but
bro.
But yeah,
what do you think they say in film? Like, no, we gotta bring this up. What do I say,
bro? What would Bill say?
I mean, George, he doesn't even have the fucking football, George. How about you go do that to the guy with the fucking ball? How about that? Go run that guy down and tackle him like that. I mean, this dude doing a full-blown DDT on somebody who ain't got the damn ball. George something else, man. He entertaining. Like I will say that. Every time you watch the Steelers game, you're gonna see something funny from George Pickens, whether he got the ball in his hands or whether he don't. That's outrageous, man. I don't even.
But that's not even the only play like that from the game.
That's the worst part.
That's the worst part. It's like
two other ones.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like it's one of them things. If you own the team, like I'm rolling with it. If not, like, bro, what the hell he doing?
Bro, what you doing?
But he out there. I don't know. He really like a kid in a candy store playing the game, and that's how we grew up playing it. Like it ain't. I mean, it is seriousness. It's the NFL, right? That's the best as it gets. But bro, he gotta have some type of.
He gotta chill.
He did a WWE move.
Yeah, bro.
DDT. and Buddy down the field with the ball.
Slide, man. We got another social.
Hilarious, dog.
We got another social standout too. Go take it back to Tampa Bay. We had our guy Deebo Samuel. Jake Moody missed a couple field goals in this game, and we got Deebo mushing the long snapper. He wasn't beefing with the long snapper. He was approaching the kicker. We know long snapper got his kicker back, like back up, son. You know what I'm saying? Deebo mushed him like I get it. The game is highly emotional, very highly emotional. But I don't think that's the best way to go out there and handle your kicker. You know what I'm saying? He did end up making a game-winning field goal, which was good. He shook back and made it when it really mattered. But you can't be pressing the kicker, man. Like I know you want to win the game, but damn, we mushing the kicker a long snapper.
Coach, bro.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Nah, bro. I gotta
go ahead. You got it.
No, you got it, bro.
Debo for the dude he pushed. I could tell Buddy right there. Buddy looked like grown man, like dad. Like that's why I couldn't be a coach. Like, y'all want to act like this? Look, y'all got meeting room B. Y'all go in there and handle it, and we ain't got to hear about it no more.
Hey, my thing is,
and what's the odds that Debo would be like, like let's do that?
He definitely ain't doing that. You saw him. Hey, my thing is like if you're man enough to mush somebody in the face, bro, stand there and talk. Talk. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. And hey, that was a cop out to me. You gonna mush him and then keep walking? Nah, bro. Stand there and take your lumps.
And Debo know too. He top dog there, bro. If anybody step to him for real. Yeah. Your ass might not make that flight back there to San Fran, bro. Yeah. Just calling it how I go. So, but
he can't do that, man. It got to be better. Like I understand it gets say what you got to say. Don't be going around mushing your teammates, dog. It's just not a good look. And I understand. Like there's a lot of emotions in this football game, but to put your hands on your teammate like that, especially a specialist at that, they the ones who not gonna do nothing back. You know that. So. You ain't got to put your hands on them, say what you got to say, whatever. Move on, that type of thing. Try and get them back on track. But, yeah, I definitely ain't like that. Now, Los, what Quincy Williams, he threw his threat to people on his IG story? Oh, man, I ain't seen that.
Yeah, he did.
He
did.
What'd he say?
Sauce been cutting up. I ain't gonna lie. We was talking about that. Yeah.
I ain't see what question.
I ain't see that.
Sauce said?
Nah. I did not see that. But you can look it up. We're gonna get to
it.
Oh, you found it? Okay, pull that up. Pull that up. Shoot.
Sauce DM. Wait. Oh no, I ain't talking about that. I'm gonna send it to you right now, Matt. But Sauce DM that said F your 10K, do something about it instead of going live and chatting. So these boys
Ooh.
Boys firing back in the DM.
Locker room getting hot.
When you talking about that parlay, them boys.
It is. Hey, we just talked about like last week or something like that. We were talking about the people parlays and all that stuff. But I mean, players, you just gotta do your best to try and ignore that because it's gonna be that like every single game.
Cry you on Twitter, dog.
Yeah. If you respond back. You know it's gonna be 100 more tweets after that. Like, we got him.
Oh yeah,
we got him. So it's
there. You go.
Media don't rest.
Fuck your 10K. Do something about it instead of going live and chat. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, and them boys talk. That's what happens when you're struggling, your team losing. That's when people get to responding and all that stuff. You start taking your frustration out on other people. Look, we humans, man. We definitely got emotions, man. Some people handle it different ways and vice versa. But I would suggest not doing that, Sauce Gardner, because there ain't no point. People just gonna air you out, show the tweet and all that, and it makes you look a little bit more crazy than what you probably are, and this and that. We gotta be better. I know it's tough, but
here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Uno, make the burner account, bro. Come on. I know you got the burner. You can say whatever you want to say.
What you about to say, Warren?
Nothing. Let me keep it to myself.
I'm
keep that to myself.
Before we get to college football, we got one more thing in the NFL. You know, the Cowboys, they took a beat down to the Philadelphia Eagles. They the wounded Warriors. Dak Prescott, hurting everything.
Up with this week? People cutting up.
People tripping. People speaking their mind now. People ain't got no filter. They don't care. Ain't no media training no more. So we have Micah Parsons after the game. He said, Mike McCarthy can leave and go wherever he wants. But I feel bad for guys like Zach Martin, guys who might be on their last year or on their way out. You want to win games with those type of guys, those type of legends who put in more time than what Mike McCarthy ever did. Dang. So look, I don't probably think he meant it the way it kind of came out, but that just sound
that last part
sound like somebody ain't gonna be there too much longer.
Like it definitely sounds crazy, and I know he came out and said people twist my words, but they ain't twisting your words. That's exactly what you said. Like maybe that's not what you meant to say. You should have probably tried to clarify that or word it a little bit better. But obviously, Mike McCarthy most likely is going to be gone after the year. It's just going to be real awkward in that building for the last few weeks of the last back half of the year. Micah. He's obviously looking for a new deal, whether he still wants to be there or not, or what that looks like and everything. But yeah, that's you can't do that, Micah. Come on, like you got to choose your words a little bit better. Like all you had to say was like, I'm really doing it for guys like Zach Martin who've been here, this and that. You ain't got to bring up Mike McCarthy name, or to tie those two in together, because as soon as you bring up Mike name, that bulletin board material, like, boom, God, we won't. That type of baby.
That's the 2,000 babies. I don't know. I wonder if Mike was born in the 90s, but that's the generation. You know what I'm saying? That's how things are rolling right now on Twitter and social media. They gonna say what they want to say. He said that. I heard he getting on the podcast tonight, and I just cleared like. I hope you went to coach and at least apologize. Michael made it. Perko Michael, man, he said born in '99, so he on that. He on that cusp.
He on the edge. He on that borderline.
You feel me? But I mean, the first part didn't sound that bad, right? Saying that he wanted to play for the legends on the team that want to win now, but ending it like that. Damn, bro, you got to pick some better words, man. And you know that. I'm sure when he said that, it probably hit his mind like, ooh, I should have said that.
But then again, it probably ain't even registered to him. He probably like, I said what I said. Then, seconds later, probably get them notifications like, this is what the hell this man just said.
I will say this, though, y'all boys. He ain't lying though, bro. Them coaches, listen, the coaches gonna be gone before them players gone.
He may not be lying, but that's tough when the guy's still gonna be in the building because Jerry Jones said he not fire him in the middle of the season, so he gonna be there, for the rest of the year. Like I said, I don't think maybe Mike McCarthy probably understand what you're trying to. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know, but it can get awkward within that because we know when you where they at right now, like it's in that building. There's a lot of emotions in that thing. Players, coaches, everything. Coaches get the beefing, players get the beefing. You know, some words get to be said like in there that may not be said if you 9-0 versus 3 wins, and this the true colors.
Hey, them boys going to work, doing all this hard work, 10 hours a day in the facility, but you're not going to the playoffs. It's over with. That's the worst. That's the worst. Like, but you in there working, them people still trying to draw up that dig route 20 yards down the field. All that. Coach, we're not going to the playoffs.
That shit ain't gonna work, Coach.
That shit ain't gonna work. We're not gonna work. So it's bad in Dallas. But y'all boys know who fault it is. It's Jerry's fault.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man. And Carlos, he think Ben Johnson gonna be the head coach for the Cowboys. You think?
No.
He ain't going.
Los, they sending Ben to New York.
You think so?
They got New York. New York got the bat signal out right now. New York got the bat signal out right now.
But if you Ben Johnson, are you going to New York or are you going to the Cowboys? I'd rather go to the Cowboys if I'm Ben Johnson.
For real?
Would you?
New York is that's tough. Like, ain't nobody got right over there in a long time. Like,
but they got the pieces though.
They got the pieces.
I mean, for how long?
And Jerry ain't gonna give you no power.
Nope.
Like, bro, I want to bring in this receiver right here. Jerry, like, nah, he don't run 4-4. Like, bro, what? You don't sit your old ass down and trap this person. I'm telling you.
Jerry gonna mess around. He ain't gonna make no offseason moves again. He gonna mess around.
But you know, Ben Johnson, he's obviously an offensive coach. Would you rather go to Aaron Rodgers, a 40-year-old, whatever, 40-something-year-old, QB who's gonna do things the way he wants to do things? I'm sure they may draft a quarterback too, either Aaron Rodgers or a young quarterback, or you go on to Dak Prescott, who's a veteran. I mean, he's had some up and down years, but I mean, you see what he's been able to do with Jared Goff. Like, you don't think he could do a similar type thing with Dak Prescott? I know they may not have the personnel like with the Lions staff currently, but to me, the better fit, maybe in Dallas versus.
They got to make some offseason moves.
Yeah, they got to make some more moves, but just as far as meshing with your quarterback.
Question for y'all boys: Do y'all think Dak has hit his ceiling, and it's more so fixing other positions, like maybe in the defense? Like, I don't know if the defense got any. What y'all think as far as like personnel?
Yeah.
But I think Dak has hit his ceiling. Like, it's no getting. I mean, he's a great quarterback. Like,
yeah, he probably hit his ceiling.
It's no game.
He probably hit his ceiling. But I do think a better system may fit him, or just have adding, obviously getting better production out of your backfield, and then maybe getting one or two better receivers around CeeDee Lamb, and along with a good play caller that can really call things to his strengths. And I feel like Dak can really get settled in and take some of the pressure off himself, because they ain't had no run game over the last couple of years. So it's just really Dak dropping back, throw it, CeeDee Lamb. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It has to be more to that offense between Dak and CeeDee Lamb. It has to be. There ain't no way that's gonna last you. And they've been able to make it to the playoffs the last couple of years and all that. But once they get there, it ain't hard to figure them boys out. You saw it last year. Like the boy who they played the first round last year.
Green Bay.
Packers. Packers. Yeah. They cooked them. They already knew what it was. Take out CD, try to make them run the football. We gonna run the football against whatever they safety at linebacker and all that. We gonna destroy you. And when it comes to the playoffs, it's easy to figure those type teams out when you only got one go-to guy. Like they got to figure out, like you said, it's more about pieces probably than, it's pieces and coaching too. They got to add some more pieces, and the coaches got to figure it out as far as dog Bane Crump. But yeah, and they got to figure out what they're gonna do with Micah too. So as far as his contract, but we're gonna turn the page to some college football before we wrap up. We had week 11 in college football. We had our guy Poole Ken, his Miami Hurricanes. They lost to Georgia Tech. They've been on the rocking the last couple weeks, figuring out, finding ways to win, and they finally caught up to them. Mm-hmm. Got lost against Georgia Tech. You had Indiana. They beat Michigan, which I think that's a great win, for Indiana. They went out there and beat them at home. I know people may not think Michigan is a tough football team, but for Indiana, that's a good matchup.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. That's a good win, regardless of. Obviously, Michigan season so far, obviously they're not doing as good as they did, last year, but that's still a good football team. It's a well-coached football team, and for Indiana to be able to win the game the way they did, I mean, you got to hats off to them, man. Like, They deserve to be in the conversation. They deserve to be where they're at right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just heard Indiana, man. Shout out to those boys, especially playing a team like Michigan. I don't care what you say. As bad as the year Michigan's happened, they still one of the programs where it's tough to go and get a dub against. So for Indiana to win that game like that, this is where they're starting to make those strides to get ready to deal with the pressure that's going to come with playing Ohio State, the pressure that's going to come with probably playing in the Big Ten championship and then making it to the playoffs if they win these next couple games. So, shout out to Coach Cinetti and what he got going on right now in Indy, and, hopefully they can get it done.
Yeah, for sure. 10-0 for the first time in program history and his first season. So he gonna start getting them recruits now. I mean, who not gonna want to play for Indiana? You know what I'm saying?
And they gonna put that cheese up too.
Yeah, for sure. Indiana got nice. They're a nice little school, man. I know they stadium may not be as big as some of the other teams in the Big Ten, but it's a nice little campus. You got a coach who really can unlock you, get things going. Like Indiana can be scary. Like I do think they pose problem for Ohio State when they play in 2 weeks. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Ohio State hasn't been as dominant as what they are supposed to be, so we'll see if Indiana is able to slow them down offensively and be able to score some points on their side of the ball. We also had Colorado. They went on the road. Beat Texas Tech, which I thought tough matchup for them. They went down like 10-0, like 14-0 early on, came back and won by like at least 2 or 3 scores. I thought it was impressive. Now they're in second place in the Big 12 now. So right now, as we speak, it's them, BYU, who are going to face off in the Big 12 championship as of right now. I mean, they still got to win the rest of their games. BYU has to do the same, but they in striking distance. That's one thing that the college football playoff, they get Colorado in that thing. It's going to be a party in there. It's going to be a party in there. But I hope they get in, man. I think it'll be very entertaining, obviously, with Shedeur, Travis, and their team. Their defense is playing much, much better. Offensive line is playing much better. So that's what gives them a chance. Do y'all think they end up making it into the college football playoff?
BYU a tough team, bro.
Yeah, BYU's tough.
They playing really, really good football. My question is, right, even with a record, I don't know, even if BYU has a better record and they lose in the championship game, like Colorado's gonna get that first round bye. Like whoever win the conference get the first round bye.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be crazy if Colorado somehow finds a way to get in and they host like a home game or something like that. I think every entertainer, rapper, everybody will be and let's call it what it is, y'all boy. They don't want to see that. They don't.
No.
They don't want Deion to be turned up, and it's gonna be good for him. The pub and the recruit, all that stuff like that I think that'll be good for college football, though, especially just for our culture in general.
Yeah, it definitely be dope. And then we had Alabama. They beat down LSU. Alabama looked like they started to get it together. Milroe starting to get back to Milroe. Hey, that boy, hey. That boy broke one for 7. They said that boy hit 22 miles per hour.
He was rolling.
It's some skill position player not hitting no 22 miles per hour. So that just go to show you what type of special talent that dude. I keep saying, like, if he can figure out a way to consistently, throw the football with confidence, that's the second incarnation of Lamar Jackson. Like, you know what I'm saying? That dude is different. When he's on the field and playing well, he's the best athlete on the field. He had quarterback
every time.
And like he hard to bring down, and then he get in space. DBs can't catch him. So that's hard. And if you can throw the football effectively, it's hard to game plan versus dudes like that. So for them to beat down LSU, we know how tough. Yeah, we know how tough of a place that's to go in and play. And they beat them down in the rain too, and they went up there and scored they beat them like 34-10, whatever the heck it was. That was impressive. I don't know if y'all think Alabama ends up making it to the college football play. We know they go find a way.
If I'm not mistaken, they last 3 games are kind of a cakewalk. Excuse me, I don't want to say cakewalk because anybody can.
Yeah, it's easier compared to.
It's easier. They play like Mercer this week.
Auburn.
They play Auburn at the end of the. Now that Auburn game is always.
It's always tricky.
You never know, but I mean, they play Oklahoma. They play at Oklahoma. So.
You never know.
Yeah. Never know. If they lose again, yeah, it's a done.
It's over with.
But if they win out, they'll definitely be in there.
Yeah.
Hey,
you see that question?
To answer Lowe's question, I say yeah. And I don't know yet. Y'all boys got a chance to see him in person, but I was watching ESPN. They said he big, like he not. I thought he was maybe like 6 foot, 6'1". They said that boy like 6'3". Yeah, like 6, like really like 6'4". So I think that's what's gonna help him out. He gonna check all the green boxes when it comes to the measurables, and then he a project, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all boys, if Anthony Richardson can go first round, he better be able to go first round.
Yeah, 100%. He's thrown the ball better. He's played more football, more meaningful football too than what Anthony Richardson has done. And to me, he's more. I mean, as of right now, I would say he's more dangerous than Anthony Richardson. Now, Anthony Richardson a little bit bigger, but Milroe faster, shiftier than what Anthony Richardson is. I mean, we haven't seen the best of Anthony Richardson yet. We'll see whenever he gets back on the field. But yeah, Milroe, he dangerous now. I'm a big fan of his, man. So we'll see what happens when he enters the draft. But yeah. Look, if he get around the right offensive coordinator, right system, that's a scary sight. And then we had Ole Miss. They beat Georgia. Bro. We always talk about Perk always talk about it now. Ole Miss can't win the big game. They finally got it one. They went and beat Georgia. And man, Carson Beck, man, he's that boy. He
call him out though, bro.
Yeah, he going to come back another year. I mean, they was talking about him being. Yeah, he got one more year. I think he only a junior. Yeah, I know they were talking about him potentially being a top pick, before the year, but he struggled, man. I think he got like 12 books on the year or something like that. And
he's been struggling ever since they played. He had a little hot comeback against Bama, but ever since they played Texas, he's been struggling.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
It's tough. It's tough for Carson for sure. But I just feel like if any year that Georgia hasn't been great on the outside is this year, right? Like I don't really think they had that star. I'm not saying the guys on the outside not good, because they all are talented, but I just think they don't got the weapons outside, and they haven't been able to protect them either. Like we talking about SEC football guys, Ole Miss D-line being one of the great,
pretty solid,
the best lines in the SEC, and then I want to say number 4, I can't remember his name. He lead maybe the country. Yeah, he lead the country.
Chris Paul, some shit like that.
He lead the country in sacks, or the SEC in sacks. So I just think Georgia gonna have a lot of issues that showed a little bit last year. That's starting to be glaring this year that they're gonna have to fix in the recruiting area.
Yeah, I gotta look at Georgia's schedule. They might mess around and slip up.
Georgia got somebody tough this week, right?
They do. They got Tennessee, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, they play still. So that could be the one to put them out. You know what I'm saying? Carson will tighten up. Like
it's 3. They got 3 or 1.
They got Tennessee, UMass, and then Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech a little sleeper team too. They run a little unorthodox offense with their quarterback. He gonna run the ball a ton. Saw what he did to Miami. Saw what he did to Florida State. Well, that was the first game of the year where he was running all over the place. So Georgia, they might be on the ropes about making that college football playoff, which will definitely be weird not seeing them in there the way they've been dominating college football the last several years. We had BYU, they escaped versus Utah. I don't know if y'all caught the ending of that game. The AD went to the press conference, said, "So y'all stole this game from us. The phantom holding call." It was a 4th and 10. They sacked the quarterback. I think it might have been a safety. They had BYU backed up 4th and 10, sacked the quarterback. They about to get the ball to close the game out. They called a holding call on the DB. It was slight. It wasn't that crazy. I mean, hey, they call it. But after that, BYU converted, drove the ball down the field, got a game-winning field goal. So BYU stays alive. They undefeated. So I know Warren thought it was a game that they could potentially lose to Utah, and hey.
It's a rivalry game. We know what the rivalry games are like. I mean, it's gonna be hot every year, and they play each other hot every year. So, I mean, it's just gonna be one of those games where you can't. I ain't gonna lie, brother. Zebras had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, man.
Zebras had a lot to do with that.
We lost a game, y'all boys. We lost a game. I know that feeling, boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but I will say
ASU.
Yeah,
for
zebras out there cheating,
but I will say, I mean, they still had an opportunity to look. They got a free first down on that, but they were still in their own territory, so they had opportunity. I know it's deflating. It's deflating. It's deflating. You think the game over with, and then you got to get back on the field, make some play. It is deflating, but it still had a chance. You know what I'm saying? To try and slow them down. It ain't easy, but hey, got to figure it out. Figure out a way. I guess
feel bad for those boys, though, bro.
Yeah.
That's tough, dog. A holding call. I ain't see I seen the interview, but I didn't see the game. So I gotta go back and look at it and see.
It wasn't nothing overly crazy. It's just stuff that probably happens on a normal play. Like receiver tugged the receivers a little bit on the release, and then he kind of probably stumbled just a tad. Wasn't nothing crazy, but they called it. Kind of is what it is. And before we wrap, I said Egan posed a question in there. What does Wisconsin need to do to take the next step going into next season? To me, first and foremost, is just figuring out you gotta the quarterback position. That's first and foremost. We have to figure that out. We've had transfers and back-to-back years, and it hasn't necessarily panned out. Both of those guys end up getting hurt. Mordecai missed some time last year, and even when he was out there, was very inconsistent. So whether it's Mabry stepping in at quarterback position, whether he beats out Braden Locke or it's another freshman, or it needs to be a younger guy, I think. At least a freshman or sophomore that got confidence, that's going to be there for at least 3 to 4 years and can build chemistry with some of those receivers. I think it starts there. I think offensive line has been pretty solid. At back, I think you have enough talent at the back position with some of those young freshmen that'll be just fine, carrying the load there. Defensively, I think they'll still be solid. I think Rico, hopefully he ends up coming back or whatever he decides to do. I'm not sure. You got, Xavier Lucas and some of those other guys who've played, some solid snaps. So I think defensively they'll be okay. They'll get that figured out. Well, we got to figure out whatever we trying to run over there, because when we playing up a team like Iowa, we can't run a 2-4-5. We got to figure out a way to slow that type of thing down. So trying to make adjustments there. But I think it starts, at quarterback. We got to figure that out, man. And kind of figure out our identity, on offense too. Like, what are we actually going to be? Are we going to sit here and throw it, 40 times a game? Are we going to try and run it some? Are we going to get under center a little bit, run some pistol? I don't know. Like, I know for a few weeks when we played some lesser opponents, we were able to run the football effectively and, lean into that and then take some shots down the field. But when we played the better teams, we weren't quite able to do that. So I think it's just really trying to figure out that identity offensively. It just we need more consistency on that side of the ball. I do think defensively aside from probably like the Iowa, Alabama, and even USC game, I thought they gave us a chance to win that football game. If we had a little bit more offense, I feel like they would have gave them a little bit more of a break to win that football game. I just think it starts on offense. Figuring out our identity, whether it's the play call, I don't know, not trying to call for anybody's job or anything like that. Just figuring out what are we going to be on that side of the ball, and the quarterback has to play pretty consistent all year.
Quinn, hey, Quinn, that'd be fire now. Hey, I take it. I would think he wouldn't do that, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna up that cheese, and we're gonna do that. Yeah. But yeah, I think it starts with the quarterback, like you said. But it ain't just any quarterback, bro. We gotta go get. We gotta go get a guy. We can't try to go look for the diamond in the rough all the time. Like, obviously, Fickle and his staff, they're good recruiters. They've done it at Cincinnati. They've done it at other places. He knows what it takes to get guys into the program. I just think we need to allow him to do that. We also got to remember he's still working off of someone else's recruiting class. So got to give him a chance to get his guys in that fit the schemes and what they're looking for. But definitely starts with quarterback. Got to get a guy that's confident, somebody that's gonna come in and spin the ball and learn, right? So definitely starts with that. Got to get an identity on offense. I don't mind the air raid, right? But we got to see it. If that's what it's gonna be, we got to stick to it. We got to see it. We got to be able to run the ball effectively enough to be able to get the ball downfield. We got to be able to take shots. I think 8 times out of 10, a lot of plays are made downfield when you give your guys a chance. And we got to be able to give our guys a chance to do that. On the defensive side, I think we'll be fine. I mean, we showed a lot of good things this year. We got to get out of that 2-4-5, dog.
Yeah.
You know, like nickel personnel, nickel situation. You know, you're going up against 11. You're going, you know, it's third down. You know, second and medium or something like that. I'm cool with it, but you know, P and 10, first play from the game, third and short, second and short. Well, we get them big boys on the field. Like, give us a chance, because especially from week 1, like we saw it week 1. We saw week 1 and week 2 against 2 lesser teams, like much lesser teams, running the ball on us, right? And we're in that 2-4-5. So we got to be able to figure it out. We got to be able to, you know, get more guys in there. I don't know if it's a lack of trust, you know, if it's a lack of experience, but next year there shouldn't be an excuse of experience. Guys got to be able to come in, you know, prove themselves and give themselves an opportunity to stop the run first and foremost, because that's where it killed us the most. So I think we will do a lot better next year, but it definitely starts on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna come behind, you know, what both of y'all just said. That was that's the issues right there. Gotta fix Q. Just certain games got to be better when it comes to personnel. When we playing certain teams, a 2-4-5 might work against, you know, a team that's gonna throw the ball, but when we playing that Big Ten style of ball that, you know, we grew up, you know, playing in as far as, you know, our college career, that big boy ball, you got to be able to have, you know, personnel to fit it. But y'all know my spiel, man. Get ready to load up and get ready to get right with that NIL and drop that bag off somehow.
I'm with you.
And I think they're gonna probably come to that realization for sure. It's gonna be year 3 for Fickell. You know, it's gonna be a huge year. You know, things don't go right, you know, next year, then obviously it's gonna be people saying whatever they gotta say, you know, about him and his job. But I do think, you know, he's done some good things. I believe in what he's trying to do, and I hope, you know, next year those guys they find the right guys they need to really unlock things and really push, you know, the program forward, because we want to see the guys succeed. You know, I think Fickell's a good dude, and like I said, he's been trying to change things up, doing things a little bit different, which is cool to see, because we did a lot of the same for, you know, quite some time. People wanted to see things differently, and that's what they've been trying to do. Hasn't been very effective so far, but, you know, year 3, get some of your guys in there. You know, whatever it is we need to do on offense to figure that out on that side of the ball, and defensively, you know, be able to switch up personnel based on who you're playing. I think that'll be a huge thing for them, you know, moving forward. But got a huge opportunity this week. I mean, hey, go out there, shock the world. You know, we gonna be in town for this one versus Oregon. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in Madison to be tuned in. You know, go see the guys, get a chat with a couple of the guys probably on Friday and whatnot. Hopefully it's a great atmosphere. I know the record isn't great for us right now, but you don't get many opportunities. Number 1 team in the nation coming into your house. So hopefully fans show up, students show up, get in there early. You know, try and make it tough on those guys. It's gonna be tough for us for sure. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes are rolling. You know,
we also got bowl streak on the line. Like, we're gonna make a bowl game. Like, we only got 5 wins. We got 3 weeks left to win a bowl game. You got Oregon. You got who else? We got
Nebraska.
Oregon, Nebraska and Minnesota. We gotta win one. Like,
at
we
least.
One of the top schools we're one of the top schools in the country with like our bowl streak. We got one of the longest bowl streaks in the country. Like let's hold some pride. You know, let's be proud of that. Let's keep that up.
Yeah, we definitely playing for something, especially those last 2. You know what I'm saying?
Might need a point, but
yeah, for sure. Hey, why not do it this week? Go shock the world. You know what I'm saying? Definitely be rooting for the guys, man. But that's a wrap for this Money Down podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We on the Believe Network, presented by BetOnline.ag. Appreciate all the love, the likes, subscribing, comments on iTunes. We appreciate it. Keep tuning in.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey, Warren.
Yeah.
That's the L, bro.
If I lose, then I'm going home. Is you gonna win or is you gonna
bounce back? You gotta know how to lose and win. You gotta lose.
When I feel that pressure, that's when I bow the most.
Hey, Ken.